Hello teachers, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to use Edpuzzle. It's such an easy app to use and it's just so useful for your lesson. You can just choose a video, give it a little bit of a touch and check your students' comprehension. Once you log in, it asks you whether you're a teacher or a student. Obviously you're going to choose teacher and either sign up via Google, Facebook or log in through the app. Once you're in the app, you're going to create a class. So I'm just going to show you how to add a class. So I'm just going to choose add a new class option over there. You can either import a class from your own Google Classroom or you can add one from the system. I'm just going to show you the first way, which is create a new class in Edpuzzle. And once you've done that, you're just going to give your class a name. I have chosen to name mine class 3. And then we're just going to use the classic mode. I'll explain the open mode later. Basically, you don't have to sign up for the open mode. It's a little bit more accessible to anyone. They don't need an account. So if you go into here now, you've got your assignments, your due dates and your students. Obviously, there's nothing here at the moment, so we're going to just add some work so that the students can do it. Once you've done your work, this is how you would add your students. You need to give them this link, this code, or you can send it on an email by clicking the button at the bottom. But before you add a class, you need to create some content. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the class options here, just have a quick look. You've got the code there. You can lock your classroom, so that means the students can't see the video until you're ready. You could even delete the class from those options if you needed to, but we're going to keep the classroom unlocked so that everyone can come in and solve the answers to the video. So we're going to go to content now, and as you can see, there's lots of videos already uploaded on there. Some of them already have questions embedded, some of them don't. So I've chosen this video about body parts. I'm going to put the volume on mute, and then I'm just going to watch the video and see which part of the video I would like. And I'm looking at the video and deciding that I think this is a really easy one for my students, and maybe I only need it to repeat one time rather than over and over again. For the students that want it to repeat again, they can easily choose that in the options when they're solving the problems. So I've just had a quick look at this and I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop it right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press edit. So once I press edit, it will take me into this section here where you can actually trim the video, and if you want you can remove some clips. So I'm just doing this randomly at the moment just to show you. So I've just decided I want to cut the video in that position there, and then I've told you before we checked the video and we decided we were going to stop it just before he starts to repeat. So now I've created the clip that I want, and I'm just going to save that from the button at the top which says finish. I'm sure that you can do it without pressing finish. You can just continue and write the questions, but I don't know, I've always done it like this, so I just carry on doing it in the same way. So go back into edit now, because now we want to actually add some questions. And now as a teacher, this is the fun part. So you can actually put your own voiceover over sections of the video if you wanted to by recording over it, or recording a voice note. So when you can pause the video and add your own voice in there, maybe a bit of an explanation. You can also add questions into the video. So I've just skipped forward into a section of the video. Obviously you probably will have to play it and listen to it and all the rest of it. And then I'm just starting to type a question. What color is your hair? And then I'm thinking of different options. So I'll try blonde, black, brown, and red. Please don't tell me off for the options that I chose. They were just off the top of my head, and maybe there will be other, because you know there's loads of hair colors. So once you've created your question, it will be shown as a little dot in your Edpuzzle. Then obviously the video carries on playing until you want to put another question in there. So obviously eyes can be many different colors. So this time, instead of multiple choice, I'm going to put a open-ended question: what color are your eyes? And then I will press save. Now the good thing about this is, if you teach science like myself, you've got all of these options at the top to put equations in, to put subscript, bold, italic, underline. You can add a link. You can add pictures. Now the pictures can be from your computer, or they can be from the internet as well. Or you could add a function, an equation that you can write in the equation editor, as I've just shown you here. Once you've added your question, you just press save. So once you've added your question, you're just going to save that question into the Edpuzzle, and then it will continue moving until you want to add another thing to it. Here I'm adding a note, and I'm just going to write about the mouth. You could either put an audio note with the microphone that I'm pointing at right now, or you could actually just write a note in here. So I'm just going to show you how to write a note there. For example, you eat or you breathe with your mouth. Again, you've got the options to put in functions, to put in equations. Any of the above will do. Once you've done that, you just save your note, and then you can continue. And that's basically how you do it. You can add little things more, you can add another question in there. So I've just added a multiple choice question in there. So now your video is actually done. Just select the right answers and press save, and now you can go into your assignment once you've finished. This assignment is now being created. If you want to, you can preview it, but the main thing now is to assign it to a class. So you just choose whichever class you want to assign it to, and then on the right side you're going to put the date. This is a good option actually, where it says assign manually. You can choose students that maybe need a bit of extra help, or maybe the ones that are more gifted and you want to challenge them. You can actually assign the student names manually in this section. If you don't want to do that and you want to give it to the whole class, then obviously you just assign to all. And then on the right hand side you click on there and you add in the due date with the calendar, and make sure you can put in a time if you want as well. The skipping option is an advanced option. If you think that the students if you want to allow them to skip, then that's fine, it's all up to you. But if you want to make sure that they watch every single section of the video, then you want to make sure that you are preventing skipping. So once that is done, you have now created and assigned your assignment. So your assignment's made now. You're going to prevent skipping. You can turn on the CCs or leave them off. It's entirely up to you, depending on your class. And then you're just going to click on assign, and now this has been assigned to your students. As you can see, in my homeschooling class I have one student, my son. So going live isn't really useful for me if I'm just doing it one student at a time, but maybe in a classroom situation it might be better. When you go live, all of the students will be able to do the assignment at the same time. The other way to do it is by sharing this link, as you can see on the screen here, and also there's an embed code where you can embed it into your LMS. So just copy and paste this into your LMS and away you go. It's there, it's done. Once you've done that, you probably want to go in and check how the student did. So the way you're going to do that is by going up into the gradebook. So as I said earlier, the students just need the code to enter into your Edpuzzle, and you're going to find the grades in the gradebook. So let's just see how the code comes up. Remember how I showed it to you before? The code came up in the options for the class, and the students will just put the code in there, then either log in with Google or they will log in with their own email, whichever one they have. On the left here, you can see his name, and you can see that the scores haven't been filled in. This is because he actually did an assignment which needs to be marked by me. So once you click into that assignment, you can see the questions that I've answered. The multiple choice one has already been corrected, so that means he got 100% on that. The second one, which is the open-ended one, has not been corrected, so I need to correct it by checking it or crossing it. And then I can either put a comment here if I want, give him a bit of feedback, or I can leave it. From this menu here, you can go to the next student or go back to the previous student. So it means that when you've got a class of 20-30 students, you can just quickly go through and check that they've all got the right answers. And when you go back into your grade book, you'll notice that it's now been updated with his score for the assignment. So you can see that he's got 100 out of 100 because he answered both of those questions correctly. And if you want to export your grades, you are welcome to do so if you want the spreadsheet. That's all there is really to Edpuzzle. That's why I really like it. It's very simple, very easy to use. It's got an excellent user-friendly interface, and it's just getting better and better all the time. Hope you liked my video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share.